Hi, welcome to XOTIC PC's review of the new MSI GT60. This is the 004 US model. It's currently the only variation of the GT60 that MSI is offering right now, and we're pretty excited about this one because if you can tell that it's significantly different than the previous GT683s. And it also comes with the new third generation Ivy Bridge CPU, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But we're pretty ecstatic about this new model, and thank you for joining us here. And we'll get started on the review. One of the first things we'll go over here with you is just sort of the core components of the new GT60. Like we mentioned a minute ago, it does come with the new third generation Ivy Bridge. It has a 3610 quad mobile CPU in it, which is pretty exciting. We've all sort of been counting the days till we see systems with those new processors in them, and here's a first look at one with it. We'll show you some CPU test scores and some other benchmarks here in just a minute. Graphics in this. It does have the nVIDIA GTX 670 with 3 gigs of video RAM. One new thing we're seeing on a system of this caliber, if you will, is that it does come with Optimus, which is sort of not necessarily new from MSI, but it is new on a system like this. In the past, we'd really only seen Optimus on like the GE620DX, which was sort of a mid-level gaming laptop, and now on these higher ends, these new GT60s and GT70s, they're actually coming with Optimus with integrated Intel 4000 graphics. So that's kind of exciting. To sort of wrap up the core components, it does have dual 500 gig 72 RBM hard drives with configured in RAID 0. It does have 12 gigabytes of 1600 megahertz RAM. One thing I just wanted to touch briefly on is sort of the exterior finish and sort of the look of this GT60. And if you look back to the previous model season with the GT683s, a lot has really changed actually. This GT60 is sort of a miniature, if you will, of the GT70 or even of the GT783s. They have a lot of the same looks and characteristics. The previous model had a lot of those flashy LED lights and sort of had some red trim accents, and the back panel was a lot different. And I really like the look of this one over the previous model season. It's just hard plastic. There is a slight texture. I think you can kind of see it there of this back panel. It does have the LED MSI logo, and that just comes in a standard white LED, but that's something that you can actually upgrade or change at XOTIC PC. We can put a red color or purple in there, or some different things. Next, we'll talk about the screen. This is a 15.6 inch Full HD matte 1080p screen, and I'd have to say overall it's pretty nice. I mean, you can see here that we have some backlighting going on for the filming of this video review, and there is a slight reflection, but with a glossy screen you're going to see a lot more. There isn't a ton of washout on this. As we get farther and farther over to the side, it's still pretty clear. You can see the desktop icons here are still showing up pretty well. I mean, overall, it's a really good matte screen. A lot of times we get questions, which is better, matte or glossy, and there's not really a definitive answer for that. I mean, it's really based on the user's preferences and what environment you're using your laptop probably the most in. But for a matte screen, this is a really nice matte screen, which MSI is pretty much putting on all their major gaming laptops right now. their primary reason is that it's supposed to help reduce eye strain. You know, if you're gaming for long hours. So overall, it's a nice screen. Like I'd mentioned, it doesn't wash out terribly bad from the sides. That's where your screens are going to perform the best, is from the side to side. If we start viewing down from the top, it's still fairly well compared to a lot of matte screens that I've seen. Overall, it's a nice screen. MSI is always putting really top matte screens on all their systems, which is really nice. But as far as if you prefer matte or glossy, it's really the user's preference. But hopefully that gives you some perspective into the screen. There is a little bit of reflection from our backlighting, but that's not really typical household or office backlighting that we're using here. So it is showing up a little bit more than probably most users would see. But yeah, that's just a glimpse of the screen, and it is pretty nice. As you can see here on this 15.6-inch GT60 from MSI, is that they've actually introduced a SteelSeries keyboard, which is a first on a 15.6-inch laptop. So it's really nice that they've added that feature. I think a lot of people really enjoy SteelSeries. They're definitely one of sort of the mecca gaming manufacturers now, and really they're only working with MSI as far as putting backlit keyboards on their systems. Overall, the keyboard's nice. There's really no flex to it whatsoever. It's just an outstanding keyboard. If you look at some of our other video reviews of the newer Sager models, they're actually putting backlit keyboards on their systems as well, and the SteelSeries one is really nice. I would say that the light illuminating is about the same as the Sager's. I think on the SteelSeries keyboard, there's more light that emits from around the key, and then if you look at the Sager's, the symbol or number on the key itself actually emits more light. But it's still a really great keyboard, and we'll kick the lights off here for you in a second to really show you how that illuminates. The point device, the touchpad, is pretty nice. This is really clickable. It's really loose and free, which is nice. On some of the previous GT783 models, the mouse clicks, or clickers if you will, tended to be a little tight. This one is freed up really well and is really nice. The touchpad itself, I would say my only really gripe is that it's really smooth, and so like my finger tends to stick a little bit from going up and down. If you look at some of our previous MSI reviews of like the GT780 DX-405 US model, the touchpad had a little bit more rougher surface, and I think that just allowed for your finger to flow a little bit more smoothly across it. That's my only really gripe, I guess, about it. I guess maybe it's more of a personal one, but overall it's an okay and fairly standard point device. I just sort of wanted to excuse me, kick the lights off here for you, just so you could really see the keyboard with the lights off, and we'll actually turn the display off there. And it's a SteelSeries keyboard. It's a really nice keyboard. As you can see, the three zones are lit up there with white, red to blue, but it's a really nice keyboard. It's nice to see that they're putting it on their 15-inch a laptop model, and it's a SteelSeries keyboard. It's pretty much about the best thing out there, so it's great to see it on here. Next thing we're going to go over here with you is the ports. Starting on the far left is just a Kensington lock jack. Our AC adapter is obviously already plugged in here. This is your Ethernet port. And the nice thing about this GT60, and it's also on the GT70 models, is that it's a killer 2200 Ethernet port, which is, you know, a nice bonus, really, you know, especially if you're doing online gaming. It's going to cut down on your lag times, and even if you're not gaming, you're just streaming, you know, video or music or anything like that. It's really going to cut down on buffering. So it's a really nice added bonus that MSI included here on this system that, you know, we're not seeing, you know, anybody else really do yet, you know, from Sega and not from Asus yet. VGA port, you know, if you want to plug in an external monitor. We have eSATA and then HDMI out. Here's an exhaust vent. Swinging around to the right is the second exhaust vent. And then down here you can see we have 3 USB 3.0 ports, and then just to the right of center there's a 4-in-1 card reader. As we swing our way around the front here, you'll notice on the left side here and on the right there's these two little vents. They're not really vents. They're not speakers either. They're just sort of there for aesthetics. Your indicator lights are up here on your touch point device, and you have from left to right you have Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi, battery, sleep, and then your hard drive activity. Finishing up, you'll notice the audio jacks here, and a nice thing that MSI has done is they've actually coated these in gold, which helps with audio transfer. So it's really nice added bonus, really, that MSI is doing on these newer GT60s and GT70s. You know, just sort of a free add-on upgrade, if you will. It's really nice to see that they've added that. Then you have a USB 2.0 and then your optical drive. And one thing I have to say that is really nice that MSI has done here is they've actually added the external eject button on the optical drive. On some of the previous model series, they didn't have that. So it's nice that they actually added that on there. And you know, of course, if you don't want an optical drive, we do have a lot of SSD and hard drive options that you can swap out in there as well. Next thing we're going to go over here is some of the controls here at the top. As you'll notice, you know, MSI once again is paired up with Dyne Audio, which you know, they're really sort of the premier laptop speaker manufacturer right now. They pretty much make the best thing out there from what we've seen. On this GT60, you do have a speaker left and a speaker right over there, and then a subwoofer on the bottom. Going over the buttons here at the top, you do have a one-touch turbo, which MSI calls their turbo drive engine, which is just really nice that you can kick it on. You know, if things are sort of lagging or slowing down, as you kick it off there, you see a little icon pop up on the screen. Just to the right of that is the turbo fan, which kicks on. You might be able to hear it kick on here. And as you can tell, it definitely gets louder. Just to help cool things down, I would say, and there we kicked it off, and it shut right down. I mean, I would say overall that, you know, the fan noise on this really isn't all that loud, unless of course you kick that on, and then it's just, you know, sort of in overdrive cooling mode, if you will. Just to the right of that, this is kind of new here. This kicks off your backlit SteelSeries keyboard. I'll try to get a shot down here. It's just kicked it to white there. Another touch, it's off. And there we kicked it back on. So it's nice that, you know, they put that up there in case you need it. Power button's in the center. Your Wi-Fi indicator. This shuts your display on and off. This is the eject button. We had sort of mentioned a minute ago. To kick the optical drive, to kick it open there, and it ejects. But the nice thing that we had mentioned too is that they did add the little eject button there on the optical drive, and then just the two lights there are your caps lock and number lock indicators. We just got done doing some 3D Mark Vantage scores that we wanted to show you here, and overall score is almost 13,000, which is pretty good considering this has the GTX 670 in it, and then of course it has, you know, the brand new third generation Intel i7-3610 quad mobile processor. So the score is pretty good. It's not as high as we were seeing with some of the 675 GPU test scores of, you know, hitting 14 and a half. But, you know, it's significantly better than, you know, say the previous 570 GPUs that were maybe hitting 10 to 11,000. So, I mean, it's a pretty good score. I mean, the one thing I would have to say, you know, being a fairly big MSI fan, is that I would like to see them, you know, maybe have a couple systems with 675s in them, just to sort of be a little bit more aggressive, you know, with their GPU. But it's a good score, and you know, with this system and it having 12 gigs, 1600 megahertz RAM, I mean, you can pretty much play any game on the market now, and at least for the next year or so, and play those games, you know, on ultra settings. You're going to be just fine. This is a good 3D Mark Vantage score. For temps, we'll zoom in here a little bit. Temps are about average. This was running with 3D Mark Vantage as well, so it's going to sort of simulate temps during gameplay, and those really are pretty average temps. We'll show you some thermal temps here in just a minute, so you can really see, you know, what temperatures this system is running at. The next thing we're showing you here are just some thermal temperatures of the GT60. We're always trying to give, you know, customers and fans, you know, a different perspective on each system that we're reviewing. So hopefully these thermal images will give you some insight into, you know, what the system is like temperature-wise. You know, overall, pretty much all the temps are under 100 degrees. If you'll notice there, you know, on the touchpad and keyboard, you know, it's about high 80s, low 90s, which anything lower than you know, body temperature of 98.6 degrees is always going to feel slightly cooler to the touch. Even looking at the exhaust vents, I mean, you are seeing some, you know, high yellows, even whites, but temperatures are still, you know, either right at or right under 100 degrees. So really overall, the cooling system on this GT60 is really nice. It is keeping things cool, especially in, you know, important areas where, you know, you are having contact with the laptop, you know, such as the keyboard or touchpad. But you know, we'll go ahead and open up the back of it, and we can show you the cooling system as well as the rest of the internal components. Okay, we just wanted to pull off the back panel here just to give you some perspective of, you know, what the inside guts and glory, if you will, of this GT60 looks like. The back panel, which is up there now, really wasn't that hard to get off. I think it was 7 screws there. One thing, however, you do want to be careful of, there is this warranty sticker. If you're not comfortable taking off your back panel or doing anything to the inside, you know, definitely give us a call and you know, ask us, hey, what what does my warranty cover, what doesn't my warranty cover, and we can definitely give you some assistance as far as if you have questions about upgrading certain things. But this is the inside here, and as you can see, sort of standard on all MSIs is just one big exhaust fan. If you look at some of the Sagers, you'll see 2 or even 4 on some of the bigger ones, but this one just has one. At the top here is your CPU. This does have that 3rd gen 3610 quad mobile in it. Your GPU is sitting under here. You do have 2 hard drive bays. In here we have 2 500 gigs in RAID 0. We go down here and you'll see we only have one RAM stick there, but that's actually where 2 go. Then the other 2, because this does have 4 DIMMs, are located under the keyboard. One last thing to point out here is that that Dynaudio subwoofer that we had mentioned a little bit earlier. Your battery sitting up here, and that's the inside of the GT60. We just wanted to show you real quick sort of how your laptop will arrive at your door. Of course, every laptop shipped from XOTIC PC is going to come double boxed. We do offer a new service which is really pretty cool. It's called White Glove Premium Packaging, and basically what we do is we take your laptop and we basically foam form around it, which really adds some added protection. And especially if you're shipping internationally, it's a nice little added bonus that really can give you some peace of mind. And it's really pretty cheap actually. It's right around $40, and it's just some added peace of mind and security when shipping, especially internationally. Okay, here in the box, pretty much has your standard stuff in it. You have your battery, AC adapter, and then all your little information in there. A lot of times people tend to throw those things away. Definitely hang on to those things. There's some reboot information in there, some warranty information in there. Just throw those things in like a desk drawer or something. Don't necessarily pitch them to the trash when you get them. This laptop does come with a 2-year warranty, which is nice. That's pretty standard for most gaming laptops. It does also include a 1-year accidental damage protection, which other manufacturers kind of don't offer. The one catch is though is that you do have to register it within 30 days of ship date. So pretty much as soon as your laptop arrives, read through this warranty information and definitely go on and fill out that accidental damage protection right away. Alright, thank you for watching XOTIC PC's video review of the new MSI GT60. This is the -004 US model. We're pretty ecstatic about this model. It's got a lot of little added bonuses from MSI that really I think helped sell this model. They added the SteelSeries keyboard, which was a nice addition. The killer 2200 Ethernet port in the back. The added gold coating on the audio jacks, and it's just really nice with all the little things that they've done. This one does come with Optimus, which is also a nice bonus, and it of course has the new 3rd generation Ivy Bridge 3610 quad mobile processor. So it's just really nice, everything they've packed into it. It's a slightly different look than the previous model season, and it's just overall a great laptop, and it's a great value. Starting price is right around $1,500, which really isn't all that bad for everything that you're getting on this laptop. So thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video review. If you have any comments or questions, definitely let us know below in the comments. We check those multiple times a day. And head over to www.exoticpc.com. That's XOTICPC.com, and definitely check out this this laptop and what it can all come with, and check out the customization options. We have some new carbon fiber customization options, which are really pretty cool, which also adds some added protection to the system as well. So I hope you enjoyed the review, and thanks again, and we'll see you soon.